Now I am going to start translation. For translation, we have already discussed that the information contained in DNA already transferred to the mRNA, and the codon that is present in the mRNA is already understood by us through codon dictionary. Now I am going to use that codon dictionary for translation. First of all, we should know about the requirement for translation. The first requirement for translation is first one is the mRNA. mRNA means the messenger RNA, and I have already told you from DNA it has the sequence. From DNA it has transcribed the sequence. The initiation codon is AUG and the termination codon is UAA, and in between these the sense codons are there. Sense codons, and the direction of this mRNA is 5' to 3'. mRNA is always single stranded structure. mRNA never double stranded structure. If mRNA would have double stranded structure, in that case the biological nature of mRNA might have been lost. The lifespan of mRNA is very short. In the case of prokaryotes, it is only 2 minutes, but in the case of eukaryotes, it remains functional for few hours to 1 day. This is all about the mRNA. Another important requirement of this translation is the tRNA, that is the transfer RNA. Transfer RNA has the anticodon, and it reads the codon on mRNA and bring the amino acids from cytoplasmic pool to the site of protein synthesis, that is the ribosome. The structure of tRNA is somewhat complicated, and we are going to discuss two models. One is two-dimensional, another one is three-dimensional. Two-dimensional model is called clover leaf model. It is called clover leaf model. This was worked out by R. Hawley. And R. Hawley was the man who received Nobel Prize along with Hergovin Khorana and Nirenberg. He was one of the sharer of that Nobel Prize. And this three-dimensional structure, is L-shaped. This is the L-shaped. And you people might have been knowing that in functional form, this is the structure, L-shaped structure. But three-dimensional diagram, very hard to draw, and we can't draw it. How we will show the thickness, that is the 3 dimensions. So we prefer to discuss this two-dimensional diagram, that is the clover leaf model. Like mRNA, tRNA is also single stranded structure, but it folded to form 5 arms like this. This is the structure, and this is the folding of tRNA. This is the folding of tRNA. This one. This one. Suppose this is the 5' end, this is the 3' end. This one is called D loop. This one is called A loop. This one is called V arm, and this one is called T pseudouridine loop, or in short we can call it the T loop. And on this 3' end amino acids bind. here amino acids bind. Here amino acid bind. And 3' end always ends with the sequence CCA. Always it has the sequence CCA. Always ends with this sequence. This is D loop is the site for binding of unusual base, whereas A loop is the anticodon loop. Full form is anticodon loop, and it has sequence of 7 bases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 bases, and after first 2, these 3 are the anticodon. These 3 are the anticodons. These 3 are the anticodons. Anticodons. And through these anticodons, tRNA read the codon on mRNA, and likewise it carries the amino acid which is get attached on this 3' end, and it moves from cytoplasm to the ribosome to complete the process of or to control the translation. This V arm is without any loop. V means variable arm, and this is the only part which is without any loop, and its function is still unknown. We are not knowing about this one. And another one is the thymine pseudouridine loop. It is also the loop which is responsible for the binding of unusual bases, and this is all about the structure of tRNA.